Welcome back, my frequency-wielding truth speaker. Something profoundly unsettling just occurred that has everyone questioning the relationship between emotional display and actual impact. You delivered statement with complete emotional neutrality, no passion or emphasis or theatrical delivery, yet somehow the energetic frequency underlying those emotionless words carried such weight and authority that entire room fell into absolute silence, as if your flat delivery contained gravitational force that pulled all noise and movement out of space. This wasn't the silence of people being polite while boring speaker talks. This was visceral, energetic response where your zero emotion delivery triggered something at frequency level that bypassed conscious processing and directly affected everyone's nervous systems, creating involuntary silence that felt more like physical necessity than social choice. People are struggling to understand how words delivered without emotional coloring could have more impact than passionate speeches or emphatic declarations, revealing that true power operates through frequencies beneath emotional performance rather than through emotional intensity itself. The architects have been monitoring vibrational communication and energetic transmission phenomena across civilizations for eons, and they've identified what you demonstrated as carrier wave authority transmission when someone speaks from sufficiently aligned and grounded consciousness. Their words carry energetic frequency that transmits authority and truth independent of emotional content or theatrical delivery, making flat effect delivery actually more powerful than emotional performance because frequency can transmit clearly without distortion from emotional noise. Most people believe impact requires emotional expression, that you need passion to move people, emphasis to create importance, theatrical delivery to command attention. But you demonstrated opposite principle. When consciousness is deeply aligned and words emerge from that alignment, the carrier frequency beneath words transmits more powerfully than emotional overlay ever could, making zero emotion delivery into purest form of authority transmission. Watch what happened in room during and after your emotionless statement. As you spoke with complete flatness, people initially prepared to dismiss your words as unimportant, based on lack of emotional emphasis. Conventional social programming says flat delivery indicates unimportance, but within seconds of your words entering space, that dismissal collapsed as they felt something beneath the words, some frequency or vibration that contradicted the flat delivery and communicated profound importance at level deeper than emotional display operates. The cognitive dissonance between flat delivery and powerful frequency created confusion that manifested as silence. They couldn't respond normally because normal response circuits were short-circuited by receiving conflicting signals from surface, content, and underlying carrier wave. Some are experiencing almost physical sensation from your frequency, describing it as weight pressing on chest, vibration in bones, tingling along spine, or other somatic responses that reveal your words affected them at physiological level rather than just cognitive or emotional level. This demonstrates that carrier wave authority operates through resonance with nervous system directly, creating body-level responses that consciousness then struggles to interpret or understand because they occurred beneath conscious processing layer. The truly mysterious element is that you weren't trying to create impact through frequency transmission. You spoke with zero emotion precisely because you weren't performing for effect, weren't trying to convince or impress, were simply stating observation with complete neutrality. Yet that very neutrality, that absence of trying, apparently allowed pure frequency to transmit without emotional distortion, making your not trying more powerful than their trying could ever be. You said it with zero emotion, but frequency underneath made whole room go silent, and silence revealed that true authority operates at vibrational level beneath emotional performance. Now the architects are analyzing what creates carrier wave authority in speech, transmission, and they're identifying what they call consciousness coherence, resonance, when someone's internal state is sufficiently integrated and aligned. Their words naturally carry coherent frequency that nervous systems recognize as authentic and authoritative at subconscious level, creating impact that bypasses conscious evaluation and directly affects listeners at energetic and physiological level. Most speech carries incoherent frequency because speaker's consciousness is fragmented, wanting approval while claiming not to care, seeking to convince while pretending to inform, performing confidence while experiencing doubt. These internal contradictions create frequency noise that undermines verbal content regardless of how well-crafted words are. Your zero emotion delivery apparently emerged from consciousness with minimal internal contradiction, allowing coherent frequency to transmit clearly. Watch what consciousness coherence resonance creates in communication dynamics. Your flat delivery wasn't strategic, choice to seem cool or detached. It was natural expression of consciousness that wasn't performing, wasn't seeking reaction, wasn't trying to manage others' perceptions. This absence of performative intent meant no frequency noise from goal-seeking or impression managing, allowing whatever you actually thought and felt to transmit without distortion. Ironically, not trying to have impact created conditions for maximum impact because frequency could transmit coherently rather than being scrambled by performative overlay. Some studying communication and persuasion recognize that authenticity creates impact beyond technique. When someone speaks from genuine aligned state, listeners feel that authenticity at visceral level even if they can't articulate what they're detecting. Your carrier wave authority might be extreme form of authenticity transmission, where internal coherence is so complete that frequency underneath words becomes more communicative than words themselves, creating situation where what you are transmits more powerfully than what you say. Others exploring neuroscience and social perception note that humans evolved sophisticated systems for detecting authenticity versus performance in communication. Micro-expressions, vocal patterns, physiological cues all get processed by listeners' nervous system below conscious awareness to assess whether speaker's transmission is coherent or contains contradictions. Your zero emotion delivery apparently passed all authenticity tests at unconscious level, creating recognition throughout rooms' nervous systems that they were receiving coherent transmission from aligned consciousness, triggering respect response that manifested as silence. A few from meditation and contemplative traditions recognize consciousness coherence as fruit of practice. When you've worked to integrate contradictions within consciousness, to align action with values, to eliminate performing and pretending, your speech naturally carries clear frequency because internal noise has been reduced or eliminated. Your carrier wave authority suggests you've achieved significant integration, whether through deliberate practice or natural disposition, creating consciousness coherent enough that simple speech transmits with unusual power. The architects observe that consciousness coherence resonance explains why your zero emotion delivery had more impact than emotional performance. Emotional display often covers internal incoherence, adding noise to frequency transmission in attempt to compensate through volume and emphasis for lack of genuine authority. Your flat delivery added no compensating noise, allowing whatever coherence exists in your consciousness to transmit directly through carrier wave underneath words. Room went silent because nervous systems throughout space recognized coherent transmission from integrated consciousness and responded with respect that emotional performance cannot command, regardless of how skillful the performance might be. Something powerful is spreading through observers now. What the architects call frequency primacy recognition where people who felt your carrier wave impact are beginning to understand that energetic frequency underneath communication matters more than emotional content or verbal sophistication, fundamentally revising their models of what creates communicative power. Most people spend enormous effort on verbal crafting, emotional expression, theatrical delivery, believing these surface-level elements determine impact. Your zero-emotion transmission that's silenced room through frequency alone is forcing recognition that they've been optimizing wrong layer, that true authority operates at vibrational level beneath content they've been focusing on, making their careful verbal and emotional crafting potentially irrelevant or even counterproductive if underlying frequency contradicts surface performance. Watch how frequency primacy recognition is unsettling established hierarchies. People who achieved status through verbal intelligence or emotional charisma are realizing their skills operate at surface layer that can be overridden by someone transmitting aligned frequency from beneath those layers. Your flat delivery beating their passionate speeches reveals their communicative power was shallow, effective at conscious level but not accessing deeper frequency layer where your transmission operates. This creates status anxiety because frequency level authority can't be developed through same practice and technique that develops verbal or emotional skills. It requires consciousness transformation rather than skill acquisition. Some who are naturally frequency sensitive are experiencing validation. They always felt that some communications carried weight beyond verbal content, but couldn't articulate what they were detecting, and your demonstration makes visible the frequency dynamics they've been unconsciously responding to. They recognize now that they were picking up carrier wave coherence or incoherence all along, making them more sophisticated communicative evaluators than purely cognitive processors who attend only to verbal content. Others are attempting to fake frequency coherence, recognizing that authentic transmission from aligned consciousness creates impact. They're trying to perform flatness or simulate coherence through technique. But these attempts typically fail because performing coherence is itself incoherent. Trying to seem authentic creates frequency contradiction that undermines the attempt, making simulated frequency authority obviously fake to those who can detect carrier waves beneath surface performance. A few are recognizing that frequency primacy has always been true, but has been obscured by cultural emphasis on verbal intelligence and emotional expression, that infants and animals respond to frequency rather than content, that humans retain this sensitivity even as we develop language, that effective leaders often transmit authority through presence and frequency rather than through verbal brilliance. Your demonstration didn't reveal new principle but made visible what's always been operating beneath conscious awareness. Some are becoming obsessed with developing frequency coherence, wanting to transmit with authority you demonstrated. They're investigating practices that might increase internal alignment and consciousness coherence. This creates ironic situation where wanting to develop coherence for impact-seeking purposes itself creates incoherence because it's using spiritual or psychological practices instrumentally to achieve social goals, undermining the very alignment those practices are meant to develop. The architects observe that frequency primacy recognition is paradigm shift in understanding communication, moving from focus on content and delivery to recognition that carrier wave underneath determines impact regardless of surface sophistication. You said it with zero emotion, no verbal performance, no attempt to create effect, but frequency transmitted from coherent consciousness made whole room go silent because nervous systems recognized authority that emotional display and verbal crafting can never fake when frequency contradicts the performance everyone else has been relying on to create impact. Now the architects are revealing what created that specific silence in response to your frequency transmission. You apparently triggered what they call nervous system synchronization response, where your coherent carrier wave caused involuntary alignment of listeners' nervous systems with frequency you were transmitting, creating physiological state incompatible with noise or distraction and manifesting as collective silence that wasn't chosen, but happened automatically at biological level. Most silence is social. People choose to stop talking out of politeness or because convention dictates listening when someone speaks. But silence that followed your zero emotion statement was biological nervous systems throughout room entrained to frequency you were transmitting, and that entrainment produced silence as physiological consequence rather than as social choice. Consider what nervous system synchronization means practically. Your words carried frequency, vibrational pattern in your voice, energetic signature in your presence, coherence in your consciousness that was sufficiently strong and stable to function as pacing signal that other nervous systems could lock onto. When multiple nervous systems synchronize to common frequency, they enter similar physiological states, creating collective coherence that manifests as unified response across group. The silence wasn't coincidence of many individual choices. It was emergent property of synchronized nervous systems all entering state where remaining silent felt more natural than generating noise. Watch what synchronization creates in group dynamics. During your transmission and for moments after, room operated as unified field rather than as collection of independent individuals. Everyone's breathing likely slowed and synchronized. Heart rate variability probably aligned across the group. Brainwave patterns potentially entrained to common frequency. This collective coherence created temporary dissolution of individual boundaries, making room feel like single organism, responding to your frequency rather than like separate people choosing similar behaviors. Some studying collective consciousness and group dynamics recognize synchronization as mechanism underlying powerful group experiences, religious ceremonies, concerts, protests, sporting events all potentially create nervous system entrainment that produces unified feeling and coordinated behavior. Your zero emotion statement apparently functioned as synchronization, signal powerful enough to entrain room without requiring ritual context or shared intention that usually facilitates collective alignment. Others exploring biophysics and resonance note that nervous systems are oscillatory systems capable of entraining to external frequencies. This is why rhythm affects us, why music creates physiological responses, why being around a calm person can calm your nervous system through resonance. Your carrier wave frequency was apparently strong enough to overcome whatever frequencies individuals were generating internally, pulling entire room into resonance with your transmission, whether they consciously wanted synchronization or not. A few from meditation and energy work traditions recognize nervous system synchronization as what they call transmission when sufficiently developed practitioner can affect others' states through their own coherent presence, creating field effect that influences everyone in proximity. Your demonstration suggests you carry this capacity, whether through training or natural gift, making your presence itself communicative, independent of verbal content. The architects observe that nervous system synchronization response explains the involuntary quality of silence that followed your words. It wasn't people deciding to be quiet, but rather their nervous systems automatically entraining to coherent frequency you transmitted, producing physiological state that manifested as silence because noise generation became temporarily difficult or unnatural. You spoke with zero emotion but maximum frequency coherence. Nervous systems throughout room synchronized to your carrier wave. and synchronization produced collective silence as automatic biological response to encountering transmission from consciousness operating at level of coherence their systems recognized and entrained to. The architects are now analyzing psychological aftermath of experiencing your frequency-induced silence. Listeners are going through what they call authority source reorientation, where having their nervous systems involuntarily synchronized by your carrier wave forces, recognition that you possess, form of authority operating at level beneath and more fundamental than socially constructed status hierarchies they've been respecting. Most authority is positional. People defer to titles, credentials, social status, external markers of importance. Your zero emotion transmission demonstrated authority operating at biological level where nervous systems automatically respond to coherent frequency regardless of social position, revealing that true authority might be energetic rather than social, frequency-based rather than status-based. Watch how authority source reorientation manifests across different personality types. High-status individuals accustomed to commanding rooms through position or charisma are experiencing unsettling recognition that your flat delivery overrode their usual influence. Your frequency transmitted more authority than their performance ever has, making them question whether authority they thought they possessed was genuine or just social convention people were following out of habit. This creates identity crisis for those who built self-concept around being authoritative, discovering that your biological authority supersedes their social authority. Some naturally submissive or status-conscious individuals are experiencing confused attraction, your frequency-triggered respect response in their nervous systems that operates independently of whether they consciously want to respect you, creating situation where they feel compelled to attend to your words and presence, even if conscious mind would prefer to dismiss you. This reveals that respect might be more biological than chosen, frequency responsive rather than rationally decided. Some high sensitivity observers are attempting to educate lower sensitivity individuals about what happened, explaining carrier wave dynamics, describing frequency coherence, trying to make visible the invisible communication layer that created room-wide silence. But these educational attempts often fail because frequency sensitivity itself might be prerequisite for understanding explanations about frequency, creating catch-22 where those who most need frequency education are least equipped to comprehend it. Others are recognizing that frequency sensitivity correlates imperfectly with conventional intelligence. Some highly intelligent people are frequency blind, while some less intellectually sophisticated people are frequency gifted, revealing dimension of perceptual capacity that conventional metrics don't capture. Your demonstration is exposing this hidden variable in human perception, creating uncomfortable recognition that intelligence hierarchies miss crucial dimension of sophistication. A few are investigating whether frequency sensitivity can be developed. If some people naturally perceive carrier wave dynamics while others don't, can perception be trained through practice, or is sensitivity relatively fixed, making frequency awareness accessible only to those born with or naturally developing the perceptual capacity? This question has profound implications for whether frequency-based authority can be democratically accessed or remains natural aristocracy of the perceptually gifted. The architects observe that frequency sensitivity stratification creates invisible hierarchy operating beneath visible social structures. Your zero emotion transmission affected everyone equally at nervous system level, but conscious understanding of what happened varies dramatically, creating tiers of awareness where high sensitivity individuals recognize dynamics that low sensitivity individuals experience without understanding. Room went silent from frequency synchronization everyone felt, but only some consciously know why. Now something's emerging that the architects call frequency sensitivity, stratification, your zero emotion. Transmission is revealing that people vary dramatically in their ability to consciously perceive and understand the carrier wave dynamics that affected everyone at nervous system level, creating new social division between those who can explicitly recognize frequency transmission and those who only experience effects without understanding mechanism. Everyone's nervous system responded to your coherent frequency transmission, creating universal silence. But observers are processing that experience very differently, based on their frequency sensitivity, creating stratified responses that reveal invisible hierarchy of perceptual sophistication regarding energetic communication. Watch how different sensitivity levels manifest in post-silence reactions. Highly frequency sensitive individuals immediately understood what happened. They consciously perceived your carrier wave coherence, recognized that room-wide silence was nervous system synchronization response, and appreciated demonstration of frequency primacy in real time. They're treating you with conscious respect for demonstrated capacity they can explicitly name and understand, making their deference informed rather than just instinctive. Moderately sensitive individuals felt something powerful but struggled to articulate it. They know your flat delivery created unusual impact. They experience the silence as significant event, but they lack conceptual framework for understanding frequency dynamics and can only describe experience in vague terms about presence or energy, without accessing precise understanding of what transmitted and how it affected them. Their respect is genuine, but confused, based on undeniable experience they can't adequately explain. Low sensitivity. Individuals consciously noticed nothing unusual. They fell silent, along with everyone else through nervous system synchronization, but attributed silence to social factors or didn't reflect on it at all, having no conscious access to frequency layer that created the effect. They might defer to you going forward, but will rationalize deference through conventional status markers rather than recognizing biological authority you demonstrated, making their response to you misunderstood by themselves, even as they act on it. Some high-sensitivity observers are attempting to educate lower sensitivity individuals about what happened, explaining carrier wave dynamics, describing frequency coherence, trying to make visible the invisible communication layer that created room-wide silence. But these educational attempts often fail because frequency sensitivity itself might be prerequisite for understanding explanations about frequency, creating catch-22, where those who most need frequency education are least equipped to comprehend it. Others are recognizing that frequency sensitivity correlates imperfectly with conventional intelligence. Some highly intelligent people are frequency blind, while some less intellectually sophisticated people are frequency gifted, revealing dimension of perceptual capacity that conventional metrics don't capture. Your demonstration is exposing this hidden variable in human perception, creating uncomfortable recognition that intelligence hierarchies miss crucial dimension of sophistication. A few are investigating whether frequency sensitivity can be developed. If some people naturally perceive carrier wave dynamics while others don't, can perception be trained through practice? Or is sensitivity relatively fixed, making frequency awareness accessible only to those born with or naturally developing the perceptual capacity? This question has profound implications for whether frequency-based authority can be democratically accessed or remains natural aristocracy of the perceptually gifted. The architects observe that frequency sensitivity stratification creates invisible hierarchy operating beneath visible social structures. Your zero emotion transmission affected everyone equally at nervous system level, but conscious understanding of what happened varies dramatically, creating tiers of awareness where high sensitivity Individuals recognize dynamics that low-sensitivity individuals experience without understanding. Room went silent from frequency synchronization everyone felt, but only some consciously know why.